Hi Steve, talking tonight after a hard-fought 1-0 victory over Needham Market. Obviously the game was a little bit in doubt yesterday, but the surface was a bit of a leveller.
Yeah, and you know it was told to our players. I'm sure their management would have said exactly the same. It didn't take an awful lot of football knowledge to work that out, that it was going to be boggy at best. It's held up quite well, in fairness. Looking at it now, I thought it might have been an awful lot more muddy than what it actually is. But I think I've just got to give credit to both sets of players. If I'm honest, there was elements they tried to play, both teams, and they just got on with it, which was testament to themselves really, and it made for a spectacle. Certainly not sort of one that's going to be for the purists, but just for us to get ourselves in front. It was, I'd say it was, it was deserved. But having said that, I mean, you mentioned it to me just before we started the interview. They had a few chances, so we didn't create as many clear-cut chances. Obviously it was an obvious pen for me, and in the right manner that we've got ourselves in front and held on to the victory.
And another good win at home, really. You've said in the past you wanted to try and turn this place into a bit of a fortress again, and that's another step towards that.
Yeah, it is. I'm very honest, as you well know, and we played Needham at the start of the season and they battered us. There was no two ways about it. We weren't, in the best shape, but at the same time, we just didn't turn up, and they've absolutely spanked us down at their place. And they were a good team, and they haven't changed. Obviously they had a few first team regulars that were missing. They've had a great cup run. They're a good team, up in there in at least the top 3 or 4 in our league. It's a really pleasing for us to get 3 points.
And there are a few faces missing today. Matty Bateman, Spiros and Muzz are on a suspension. Those boys that come in did well.
They did, yeah. I mean, I stayed in the changing room just until sort of the kick-off, and you've got them all getting changed, and you've arguably got probably our best 5-a-side team in there, and you had Ed in there, you had James Brighton and Muzz and Spiros, Matty, but it's the twists and tales of league football. There's suspensions and injuries, illness, and whatever like that. But as you say, the lads that have come in, we've got a couple. Kai Marsh-Brown has come in from Peterborough Sports. Just needs a little bit of fitness, but if we can get him up to speed, that'd be great. Michael Turner, lad that's come from Cheshunt, I would say originally, but he's been over in the States, so there's another option for us. I am forgetting Will Hall, who's injured at this moment in time, but hopefully can get back soon. So yes, it's making us a little bit stronger. Freddie Hines is just gradually getting his fitness. So, and then we had a lad on the bench in Taylor Newman who comes down the same sort of route as Kian Harness, local lad, and desperately wants to play for his local team, and he's deserved to get at least on the bench, and he'll be he'll still have some involvement on Tuesday, and he'll have to be patient, but there'll be opportunities for these lads.
And obviously Tuesday, Nuneaton Borough here. I think they're second in the league at the moment, so it's going to be another tough game. But pleasing to see a clean sheet tonight, and that's got to be the basis for Tuesday, really.
Definitely, and with all due respect, you've got lads like Mackay that's come in and played centre half. I know he does play centre half, but he also is or renowned for being a left back. Ronnie, you can't speak any more highly of Ron. You know, he just he gets on with the game, and like, you know, sort of he's buzzing about a clean sheet as much as the victory. You know, but I think Calder Silva and Joel made up a really competitive back four.
Yeah.
You know, and as you say, you know, you're missing the likes of Adam Murray and Will Hall. You know, Dimmy's obviously, you know, sort of fighting to get into the starting lineup with Louis Chadwick. So it's nice for competition, but you know, their answer is it's a clean sheet, and probably you know, they're expecting no changes and for the Tuesday game.
Nice one. Thanks a lot, Steve.
You're welcome.
Cheers.